How is it going, everyone? We've got some updates on the success of Stellar Blade, and we have a brand new patch that has dropped for the game. We'll talk about that. Speaking of success, I am on my hands and knees begging for Trails in the Sky First Chapter to be a gigantic success, because y'all know, if you watch this channel, that I love the franchise, and I really do feel like this could be the game that makes the franchise very accessible to a newer audience. I'm hoping it does very well, and we have an update and a brand new trailer for that, so we'll talk that. But first of all, a lot of notes from Shift Up regarding the Stellar Blade success, especially with the PC release. 58% of Shift Up's quarterly revenue was from Stellar Blade, generates 65.7 billion won, $47 million in quarter 2 revenue for Shift Up. Obviously, quarter 2 was when Stellar Blade was released on PC. 1 million units sold in just 3 days on Steam, which is a staggering number given that the game came out on a 14-month delay comparatively to its initial PlayStation 5 release, so incredibly successful there. The game was published by PlayStation in every region outside of China. I believe Shift Up handled the publishing in China. Fastest selling Korean title on Steam, over 3 million units sold across PlayStation 5 and PC, 192,000 peak concurrent player count on Steam, smashing every other PlayStation published release on PC. That was a delayed release, so Helldivers 2 still has the record, but that was a day one release live service game. You get the idea. 98% positive reception on Steam, as well as noted by Genki Japan, and Genki Japan also broke down the peak concurrent player count numbers of the other major titles. Ghost of Tsushima was 77,000. God of War 2018 was 73,000. Ragnarok was far lower than that. Spider-Man 2018 was 66,000. Horizon Zero Dawn was 57,000. And The Last of Us was 37,000. I believe that would be The Last of Us Part 2 was 37,000. Last of Us Part 1 was a atrocity of a PC version and ended up not doing all too well. Last of Us Part 2 was much better. But Stellar Blade, 192,000. But there are players from other regions, so they don't count. Continue exposing yourself with that take. But yeah, the game was incredibly successful, and I had a feeling it was going to smash every other PlayStation title that was a delayed release, but smash it this much in the sense that it over doubled Ghost of Tsushima. And I remember the buzz leading into the release of Ghost of Tsushima on PC. It was immense, and while a number like 77,000 is going to be scoffed at the sense of, you know, if you look at the major games that come out, Battlefield 6's open beta just peaked at over 500k, and that's an open beta. Although that is free, but Baldur's Gate 3, you look at the peak concurrent player count numbers of the big games that came out day one on PC, it's exponentially higher. But you gotta remember, with a game like Stellar Blade, with games like Tsushima and all that, those games peak in interest when they initially come out. So when you have a delayed release, it takes a lot of the shine away. So when you are peaking at 77,000, 50,000 even, that's a really healthy number to be at. Stellar Blade being at 192,000 concurrent players is an incredibly healthy number to be at, especially given that it is a brand new IP. It is coming from an unknown studio, which, you know, Ghost of Tsushima was a brand new IP, but it was coming from Sucker Punch, who are very well known. Shift Up, I get it, Project Nikkei and all that, but as far as their notoriety in the AAA console space and AAA single-player game space, I should say, a drop in the bucket compared to the other studios like a Sucker Punch, Santa Monica, Insomniac, Guerrilla Games, and Naughty Dog. And again, you're talking about major IPs there, and games that were established as, you know, like PlayStation brand building IPs that Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon, and Last of Us are. So Stellar Blade doing exponentially better than all of those games says quite a lot, and hopefully the development of Stellar Blade 2 now progresses along smoothly. I know some people are hoping for a release of the game before 2027. Guys, that would mean the game is coming out next year. That would be a 2-year turnaround time from the original release of Stellar Blade. It is not 2009 anymore. At best, the game will come out in 2027. I would be surprised at a 2027 release, to be frank. I think 2028 makes a lot more sense, and 2028 would still be fantastic. The typical game development turnaround time these days is 5 to 6 years. We slashed that down to 4 years for Stellar Blade 2. That's a huge W in my opinion. So I would say anything 2028 or before, that's a big W, so be on the lookout for that. Also, to quickly note, Stellar Blade did get a brand new PC patch. PC 1.3.1 patch notes fix an issue where FSR and DLSS frame generation features were disabled due to incorrect detection of the hardware-accelerated GPU scheduling. Setting on certain systems for Windows 10 users, please follow these steps to enable hardware-accelerated GPU scheduling. Type graphics setting in the Windows search bar and open up the graphics setting menu. In the graphics setting menu, enable hardware-accelerated GPU scheduling and restart your PC to apply changes. This is for the PC version of the game. So if you are playing on PC, that'll iron out those issues. A small patch there. All right, moving on from Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade was an IP that slam dunk home run success right out the gate. An IP that's been around for a long time, and it's still, I would say, waiting for its breakout moment is Legend of Heroes, but I really do believe Trails in the Sky First Chapter could be that kind of breakout moment for the franchise. Am I saying it's going to reach Stellar Blade numbers? No, absolutely not. Honestly speaking, as far as Steam numbers go, if it's a 10th of Stellar Blade, I would consider that to be a bit of a W. And in fact, let's pull up what Daybreak 1 peaked at. Legend of Heroes Trails through Daybreak 1 peaked at 2,000 concurrent players on Steam. So you know what? If it's 5% of what Stellar Blade peaked at, that would be a success. It might not even be 5%, so apples and oranges here, but it's a franchise that I absolutely love and I've talked ad nauseum about on this channel. The issue with this series has always been, where do you start? And then when you get to the idea of where you start, everybody has a kind of a different opinion. I was always of the vantage point that, yo, you just gotta get started, and the best way I would say would be Daybreak, because Daybreak was the most modernized from the standpoint of visuals, accessibility, but from a narrative standpoint, you are essentially starting out at the halfway point, but there were new cast of characters introduced in that game, but now everything goes out the window. That discussion is gone. It's dead. It's over. You want to start with Legend of Heroes? It's going to be Trails in the Sky First Chapter. It's a ground-up remake of the very first game in the series, Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. It's a great starting point. It's going to have all the updates, UI, all of the quality of life features that Daybreak has. This is it. We are finally at the promised land, and it's coming out worldwide day one on in the States as well. Coming to Nintendo Switch, coming to PlayStation 5, coming to PC, all day one. It's gonna have English voice acting. I can go on, and it's the first game in the series. You could have said, hey, you could have just played Trails in the Sky. You know, you could play it on PC. Bro, it's like a PSP game. Like, a lot of people ain't trying to play a PSP game in the year 2025. I get it. Old games are great. I just played through a bunch of games from 2009 the other week, but, you know, a lot of people ain't trying to be playing PSP games, and in terms of broadening the audience for Legend of Heroes, this was much needed. Now, the reality is a lot of people are gonna pick this game up, get to the end, and they're gonna be like, I kind of want to continue it. Oh, well, you're out of luck, because who knows if the second game is going to get a remake. I am led to believe the second game is absolutely going to get a remake. It would be malpractice, I feel, not to, and I feel like the third game is going to get a remake, and it would be nice if the Crossbell games got a remake as well, but, you know, pushing the cart before the horse a little bit. The Crossbell games getting a remake, that could literally be in the year of 2033 or something like that. So really pushing the cart before the horse. But it would be great if after Trails in the Sky First Chapter, like every other year, we could get a remake out. Like 2025, we got First Chapter. Maybe 2027, we get the second game. 2029, the third game. And that would line up, you know, with getting new people into the franchise, but also the franchise, you would think, and I'm gonna say this, and who knows, is approaching its end. I don't know if it is, but you would think it's approaching its end. So by the time we get to like 2029, I think we're gonna be talking about the final game in Legend of Heroes. I don't even know, though. Who knows? I feel like we've been talking about the end of Legend of Heroes for eons now. It would be great if we could get the entire Sky Trilogy remade, and then the Crossbell games remade, and then get to the finale of the entire series. I think that would be ideal, but that would probably be like a decade out. Like, we're fantasy developing like a decade's worth of games here, so it's a little bit of a moot point, but you know, I love this series. you guys. Y'all already know me. I'm an absolute glazer when it comes to Legend of Heroes. It's an incredible series, and yeah, we got a brand new trailer, by the way. I just need every opportunity I can to gush about this series, and hopefully I can sell one more person every time we do a video about it. But yes, we did get a brand new footage, information, and screenshots introducing a variety of different characters. That's gonna be a little bit irrelevant to people that are coming in for the first time, which is that's what I am most curious about. It's whatever about the hardcore, bro. The hardcore Legend of Heroes fans, we're all down bad. We're all picking this game up. We're all gonna play Beyond the Horizon in January as well. But it's about the new audience. We gotta get that new audience in there. We gotta get this franchise a little bit bigger, and I'm hoping Trails in the Sky First Chapter gets it to that level. But that'll do it for me. Again, a plethora of Stellar Blade updates. And while Stellar Blade may have drew a lot of you into this video, Trails in the Sky First Chapter, please have that game on your radar. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good one. September the 19th on that. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.